We've talked about the deal breakers with Harvard, and you may think that Stanford, having the same color logo and being the same caliber of program, would have the same deal breakers for applicants seeking admission to the Stanford GSB. But no. These are two very different programs. Today, I'm going to walk you through what makes Stanford different and what they're looking for in applicants before you apply. Welcome back to MBA Monday. I'm Angela, a career coach, an MBA coach. I have an MBA myself. I used to be a recruiter of MBAs at the Boston Consulting Group. And for the last 17 years, I've been helping people like you achieve their career dreams through admission to top MBA programs worldwide. Today, I want to talk about Stanford. A school that I've helped dozens of people gain admission to, and a school that is very, very different from Harvard Business School in its culture, in its evaluation criteria, in the entire ethos of the program itself. I'm going to tell you 5 things today that you need to be aware of before you embark on applying to Stanford. We're going to start with the bottom line. Number 2, we're going to look into what are the school's values. Then I'm going to talk through what Stanford indexes for more than anything else in the application. I'm going to talk about the kiss of death for Stanford admissions. And finally, I'm going to give you some advice on how to approach your essays. If you watched my Harvard video, or if you didn't, maybe check it out. I'm going to put the link right there. I did this same deep dive analysis into the Harvard application, and you'll see these two schools are very different. Unlike the Harvard application, where I also included a step in the middle where I talk through all the bad advice that Harvard alumni might give you as you're applying to business school, I'm leaving that out in the case of Stanford because, in my experience, Stanford alums tend to give more measured and contemplative advice. They're not so set on forcing your application to fit in any specific box. That alone tells you something really, really meaningful about the differences between these two schools. So let's start with the bottom line. We always want to go to the school's values and the school's mission to understand what's most important to the admissions committee when they're evaluating candidates. The school's mission and values are a little bit like the heat map that the admissions committee is going to use when they're evaluating candidates. They're not just reading essays and letting what they read wash over them. They're looking for something specific when they evaluate candidates. And so if we look at Stanford's mission and values, we can see that Stanford really defines its role in the world and in the world of business as facilitating transformation and positive change. With that in mind, they are looking for candidates who are ready to evolve and who are looking for an MBA experience that is going to not just get them a better job, but that is going to really transform who they are as a leader and as a professional. That means that you don't have to be the most accomplished candidate to get into Stanford. You just have to be in a position to benefit from the transformation that their curriculum provides. You have to be ready to enter into the cocoon as a chrysalis and emerge on the other side a more actualized and well-developed leader. This aspect of the school flows directly from point number 2. What are the school's values? If you read Stanford's in their own words, here's what they say. Our mission is to create ideas that deepen and advance our understanding of management. And with those ideas, to develop innovative, principled, and insightful leaders who change the world. Change is central to Stanford's view of its role in the student's life and in the business world, as is really evident in this mission statement. In fact, there's a motto that pretty much everyone knows, which is Stanford, change lives, change organizations, change the world. This is a slogan that you've no doubt heard as you've begun to research the Stanford MBA. It's more than just a catchphrase. It's really their DNA. If you notice the language of their mission, there's words around change, innovation, creativity, creation. They see themselves as a mutator of business ideas and moving people into better and more actualized, more impactful spaces. And this goes right along with their 4 pillars of principled leadership, transformational experience, breakthrough knowledge, and positive impact. They're not just looking for people who are business minded, who are interested in helping organizations succeed, as Harvard is. They're actually looking for people who want to create positive change. It's a very different attitude. That brings us to point number 3. What does the school index for more than anything else, in my opinion? And the answer to that question is authenticity. They're not looking for the candidates that are perfectly polished, that have all their stuff together, so to speak. They're looking for people who are ready to show up as they actually are. Authenticity is something that really can't be faked. It can't be forced. It's not about polish or perfection. It's basically showing the school an unvarnished look at who you really are, painting a vivid picture of your life, of your inner world, and most importantly, of how you go about achieving outcomes, leading, influencing, and making a difference. In fact, in their own advice page about evaluation criteria, which I will link in the description below, they lay out how important it is for you to show them how you think, how you lead, and how you see the world. No two people do those 3 things in exactly the same way. So your job when you're working through your application materials is to really dig deep and uncover new truths about how you think, how you lead, and how you see the world. By the way, this is central to the MBA Protocol application coaching process. So if you're interested in working with a coach who can be a mirror and help you see yourself more clearly and in a more vivid way so that your applications will shine with genuine authenticity, please consider booking a package build call with a member of our team. You can do that at this link on the screen, mbaprotocol.com/MBA. And I will also leave that link in the description below. While you're down there, if you're finding my videos useful, or even just this video useful, please hit the subscribe button. We're going to be here every week with all the advice that you need to get into the MBA program of your choice, whether that's Stanford or Harvard or any other program that might be interesting to you. Now let's talk about the kiss of death in the Stanford application. And the answer may already be clear in everything that I've talked about so far. And it is effectively lack of curiosity, lack of open-mindedness, lack of empathy. They really are looking for people who are willing to ask difficult questions and stand in a space where the answer has not yet revealed itself. So they're looking for you to show a genuine curiosity towards the world, towards business, and most importantly, towards yourself. Your identity and who you are is still being formed. If you attend Stanford, you're going to have many opportunities to question who you think you are and who you want to be. That's a big part of their value proposition, and they want to admit people who want to have that experience. So if you're showing over-polish, closed-mindedness, or a sense of unwillingness to consider your own perspective and the perspective of others, that's going to be an automatic rejection from Stanford. So that brings me finally to how should you approach the Stanford essays? Well, if it isn't abundantly clear already, you need to bring an incredibly open mind to your own life as you begin to answer the 2 primary essay questions: what matters most to you and why Stanford for you? These are 2 very different questions. The first one, what matters most to you and why, gives you the chance to really reflect on your past experiences, to showcase your values, and to give them a window into how you think. So the question why is not meant to have a pat answer. It's meant to open up an inquiry into your own life. So you're going to need to go through that inquiry to be able to answer this question well. And in my experience of coaching dozens of people to get into Stanford, new things are discoverable. You will learn new things about yourself that you either knew but never had the words for, or even some things that surprised you as you were examining your life closer to be able to answer these questions. If you want to hear directly from a successful Stanford candidate that worked through the MBA protocol process, you can check out this video right here. It's an interview that I did with 𝐂𝐤𝐬𝐬, amazing Stanford alum, dear friend, someone who truly transformed his life through applying to Stanford, working with MBA Protocol, and then, of course, in the Stanford experience itself. The second question, why Stanford for you, is about your future. It's about showing them your career game plan, a subject of many, many videos on this channel and our other career channel, the plan that you have to achieve your vision for leadership and, most importantly, change that you want to see in the world. Now, you know that Stanford is built on a culture of entrepreneurship. That doesn't mean you have to have entrepreneurial goals. It is, in fact, probably the best top program you can attend if your intention is to start a business during your MBA. But still, a vast minority of students are actually going into entrepreneurship post-Stanford. What's more important than showcasing that you have directly entrepreneurial goals is showing that you have an entrepreneurial mindset, that you're interested in innovation, in creativity, in the expression of your own values and those of others through your leadership, and in bringing something new into the business world that serves humanity better than what we currently have. That's the essence of what it means to be an entrepreneur. So show those values as you're approaching why Stanford for you, and then make the rest of the essay about Stanford itself and the ways in which you see yourself contributing to the culture, benefiting from the culture, and transforming your own life through the Stanford curriculum. If you'd like a deeper dive into my personal take on how to really bring out your best in these Stanford essays, you can go to this link in the QR code here and link down below, get.mbaprotocol.com/L/Stanford. And you can watch a full-length webinar that I recorded giving people really tactical advice on how to approach the Stanford essays and really put their best foot forward. You'll find that it has much more detailed advice than I was able to include in this very short video. All right, we've reached the end. I've shared with you the 5 most important things that you need to understand about Stanford before you embark on a Stanford application. I hope you will check out all of our free resources about Stanford and many other schools, including one last video link, this one, which is a mock interview with a successful Stanford MBA applicant. You'll see the conversation is really about possibility, potential, change, and an entrepreneurial mindset, which I hope you have, and I hope you will show in your Stanford application. If you are en route to your MBA dreams, whether Stanford is your dream school or another one is top of your list, I will be here next week. So please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you don't miss any MBA Mondays on your MBA journey. I will see you next time.
Where the hell's the record button? Oh, okay, now we're ready.
We're ready? And it is effectively lack of open-mindedness. I am here to help you achieve your MBA dreams. That's not how I want to do that introduction.